Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Earlier today, David Price was playing catch here at Camden Yards. Some minutes later, he learned he was traded to the Blue Jays. After saying goodbyes, he will move on to Toronto. The Tigers, meanwhile, will take on the Orioles here tonight in Game 1. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Kirk Gibson. Glad to have you with us here for Game 1 in this series. After the win yesterday in St. Pete, Dave Dombrowski told the media it's time to retool, it's time to move on, and we saw evidence of that here today. Gibby, the Tigers have traded David Price in return. They get some good young talents.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all, and they bring in 3 young left-handers into the organization. Daniel Norris will start Sunday here against the Orioles. Matt Boyd will be headed to AAA Toledo, and Jairo Labar will be going to A-ball down there in Lakeland. All have good stuff. The Tigers evaluators rank them very high, and they're happy with what they're getting for David Price. Now, if you're Brad and the team, it's a disappointment, no question about it. But the team has not played bad, and there's really no other choice. So you got to hope that this will shake things up, and we get back to winning some ball games.
All right, the Tigers will try and put that disappointment behind them tonight. Game 1 in this series coming up. But right now, we send you back to the Coliseum Studios. Here's Johnny Kane. Warm evening for baseball. The Tigers move on from David Price and Joakim Soria. They are a different team to be sure tonight, but there's a game to be played here tonight. We'll check out the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers here tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And for the Tigers, it'll be Ian Kinsler starting things off. He'll play second base, followed by Jose Iglesias at short, Yoenis Cespedes in left, Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, Nick Castellanos in the middle. Nick having a great month. McCann, Romine, and Rajai Davis rounded out for the Tigers in this one here tonight, and they are facing the right-handed offerings of Miguel Gonzalez.
Yeah, Miguel 9-6 with the 3.99 ERA. Won 2 in a row. Actually beat the Tigers back on July 19th. Throws a fastball, slider, and split. 3 main pitches. Also a mix of curveball in there occasionally.
And we'll check out the defensive alignment now for the Orioles tonight, brought to you by Tim Hortons. This is how they line them up this evening. It'll be Reimold in left, Jones in center, Chris Davis in right. Along the infield, Machado and Parmalee are on the corners. Scope and Hardy are up the middle. Gonzalez and Caleb Joseph, your battery. Just 40 errors this year for the Orioles. That is the fewest in Major League Baseball. So this is a team that will not beat itself all that much defensively. Caleb Joseph getting the start behind the plate here tonight. He's been pretty good for the Orioles.
He really has been a bonus for him. Matt Wieters has been coming back from the Tommy John surgery, and Joseph filling in nicely. Good production.
Well, Brad Ausmus, Gibby has a different team to work with now as the Tigers announced the 2 trades, most recently Joakim Soria. So I guess you got to find a way to keep the Chargers going and get them a win tonight.
Yeah, he's got to be disappointed as the whole team is, but you have to find a way to energize yourself. He has to carry himself with energy. You're still out here to win a ball game no matter what you do, and it'll take some time to adjust, and you just hope the deadline passes with a few more moves that are made.
So here is Kinsler to start things off, and we are underway tonight. The first pitch from Gonzalez is a fastball that sails outside, 1-0. Kinsler 5 hits on the road trip, 5 for 24. It has not been an overly productive road trip offensively for the Tigers. There's one that darts low, 2 balls, no strikes. Kinsler at 280. He's hit 5 home runs this year. Now Gonzalez with the 2-0 pitch. That's down the middle of strike, 2-1.
Well, Ian's been moving between the number 1 and number 2 spot in the order, but had a great July so far.
Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball slapped to right field, going to drop in, base hit. Kinsler is aboard with the leadoff single, and here is that move that the Tigers just announced. They have traded Joakim Soria to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and what they have received in return is Jacoby Jones, who is a shortstop, was playing in Double-A Altoona.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty good offensive guy, and Dave Dombrowski, as he said yesterday, trying to restock the minor league system for the future. They've made a lot of moves in the past to try and shore their team up going into a playoff run, but it's a little different this year.
So here is Jose Iglesias, who again today is batting in the 2 spot for the Tigers. And Iglesias looks at a fastball on the outer edge, 0-1.
Now this is the kind of guy right here, Gonzalez, kind of a control type pitcher. With Iglesias behind Kinsler, maybe going to see some hit and run actions here in the future.
Right side of the infield is opened up for Iglesias, who likes to shoot the ball to the other way. Now the 0-1. Little dip low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Take a look at the infield there. You can see the hole right through here where we're talking about Iglesias shooting that ball through there. It looks like the Orioles are trying to throw him in, though.
1 ball, 1 strike. Iglesias 4 hits on this road trip in 23 at bats. And Gonzalez will chase Kinsler back.
Orioles are sniffing and thinking the same way we are.
Iglesias, a good long look at Dave Clark in the coaching box at third base. Tigers has a team batting just 183 on this road trip. Trip started in Boston, moved on to St. Petersburg, and now in Baltimore for a 4-game weekend set. Runner goes, and it's slapped the other way, but foul.
That was the hit and run right there. And, you know, one of the confusing things as a hitter, I think many organizations over the past years have taught that you're trying to shoot the ball the other way. It makes it tough because if you have a ball on the inside part of the plate, sometimes it's hard to shoot it to the right side if you're Iglesias. Just want him to hit the ball hard, put it in play. It's the runner's job to peek back in at home plate, make sure you pick up the ball.
Now 1-2. Runner bluffing that time. It's rolled foul at third base.
You take a look here at the American League wild card standings. Detroit's still only 3.5 games out. They do have several teams to jump over, which makes it tough. But you never know when you get through this trade deadline. You change the dynamic of your team, the makeup, and sometimes you can catch fire.
Which is what the Tigers are hoping they can do. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Iglesias. And another toss back to first base.
It's just such a different time for the Tigers. They're usually in the buy mode right now, so for many years that's what they've added to their team. This year is quite different.
There is also, of course, plenty of rumors swirling around Yoenis Cespedes and whether or not he will be dealt. Now Gonzalez again with the 1-2 and a defensive swing by Iglesias.
Good thing he swung at that. The ball was headed for his chin.
That may have stung him a little bit.
Ball really ran up and in. It looked like they're throwing Iglesias inside pretty steadily so far in this first at bat.
There is Yoenis Cespedes. He is waiting on deck. Now Gonzalez again with the 1-2. Slice to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Kinsler on his way to second and beyond. He's coming to third base. The throw not in time, and Iglesias was always out at third base. He was off the bag. Iglesias takes second. Kinsler arguing, but he is called out at third base.
It looks like Brad's coming out. I'm sure they'll take a look and see if they want to replay this play. I like the aggressiveness by Ian Kinsler and Jose Iglesias right behind him, trying to get into that second, third, nobody out mode. Score a lot of runs when you have that configuration. Fields are a little different now. The field is wet right now because the ground crews just prepared the field. But there you see the umpire right on it.
Yeah, Tom Woodring was right there. We'll see a really good look here. Well, credit Machado for keeping the tag.
And did he push his leg off? You know, if you always try and get your infielders to keep that tag on there. As this happens, I'll tell you, you get several outs throughout the year by just doing this right there, just keeping the tag. Earlier in the game, they used to teach the swipe tag, and you used to sell it. But now with the replay, you want to keep it on. You want to keep the tag right on the foot.
So Iglesias is at second with 1 out. And here is Yoenis Cespedes. Cespedes batting .289. He's hit safely in his last 3, and here's how they shift him.
You don't see the shift to the left side of the diamond very often against a right-handed hitter, but more and more you're seeing it come in. The Orioles have data that would suggest that Cespedes is going to hit the ball into the shift. We've seen Yoenis hit the ball the other way a couple times recently. So it's up to the hitters to adjust as well, either by hitting the ball to the right side or the bunt. But with Cespedes, you would not want him to bunt. He has so much power.
17 home runs now for Cespedes.
You take a look at some of the shift information right here. With no shift, Yoenis is batting .271. When shifted, he's hit .370. Now this is actually the reverse of what happens around Major League Baseball. In generally you will hit 30 points lower into the shift when you are shifted. So Yoenis is a little different than most.
That'll bounce in. Nice block from Joseph. So is that suggesting that he has gone the other way a little bit more against the shift?
Yeah, I think he has. I think he recognizes it, and we've seen him hit a lot of home runs that way as well. Just trying, it actually can work your favor if you stay on the ball longer. You tend not to overswing. You tend not to roll the ball over and not put it on the ground. And of course, if the ball's on the ground, you're going to be out. So that's telling you Cespedes is driving the ball.
Now Gonzalez with the 1-1. Up and in, 2 balls, 1 strike. Victor Martinez waiting in the on-deck circle. Tigers have a runner at second with 1 out. And Cespedes ahead of the count here, 2-1. He is 5 for 11 against the right-hander. Missed it outside, 3-1.
Yeah, I think the Orioles will be very careful right here with V-Mark coming up, looking for a double play against Victor. Cespedes set a .455 clip against Gonzalez.
Here's the 3-1. Bouncing ball slowly toward third base on the charge there. Machado, quick throw, not in time, and Iglesias holding at second. That'll put 2 men on.
Yeah, this is a tough one for Iglesias down at second base. This is a jam shot. You watch the ringer that he's in. Do you go or do you stay? Machado would have to really come in and make a great play, although Hardy was behind him at third base, but Yoenis beats it out. We have first and second, 1 out.
And if you're Gonzalez, not the worst thing in the world that could have happened, because if you thought about pitching around him, you would have walked him anyway. But now here's Martinez with a chance to knock into a double play.
Yeah, he threw him tight. If you want to get the ground ball, you're going to try and jam that right-handed hitter.
Victor at 259. And he looks at a strike, 0-1.
Take a look at the defense. They normally shift a little more on Victor, but because you have men on first and second, you have to play it more conventional. You have to have a player to cover at second base. Obviously, the first baseman has to be able to get to the bag there. Another thing about the shifts, if you come to the ballpark, watch how the umpires move around the shifts.
Drill to right field. That ball is hit well. Davis is on the move, still going back. Iglesias will tag, and he will go to third and stop there. That will leave him at the corners now with 2 outs. And it'll take a 2-out hit now from J.D. Martinez.
And just the little things. If Iglesias would have had a better read on the previous jam shot by Cespedes, he got a sac fly there, and we got a 1-0 game.
So Martinez at 286 will dig in. He's one of the few Tigers having a decent road trip. 8 hits on this road trip. And Gonzalez trying to work himself out of trouble here in the first. He last faced the Tigers on the 19th on the last homestand for Detroit. Went 5 innings, 6 hits, and allowed 2 runs to the Tiger bats. He wants his catcher Joseph out to the mound. JD's had himself a really good month of July. 319 this month. And who knows, he might go deep tonight if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game. Bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. This certainly is the ballpark in which you might be able to accomplish that feat. JD digs in now with runners at the corners. And he looks at ball 1.
Good take there by JD. Don't want to have anything to do with that pitch. Well placed by the Orioles, Gonzalez. Pretty tough to get anything going on that pitch there with that location.
Gonzalez, 30 years old, out of Guadalajara, Mexico. The 1-0 is way outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, you talked about the production of JD, and Nick Castellanos right behind him. He's had some good production as well. Pretty good spot in the Tigers order right here.
Line foul, out of play. Tigers already had 3 hits in this inning, but no runs to show for it yet.
2-0 slider right there. You see more and more of the off-speed pitches in down counts when the pitcher's behind in the count nowadays. Very seldom you see the fastball.
Didn't it used to be a 2-0, 3-0 was an automatic fastball count?
Yeah, it did, but not anymore. And the Orioles right there, they got away with when they were trying to go inside on JD. Gonzalez left it out over the middle of the plate. Notice Joseph moving the ball inside quite a bit on the Tigers here in the first inning.
2-2. JD Martinez.
Back in there again.
Another foul, back out of play.
Now we just watched the signs there. It's a pretty conventional one. We've talked in earlier telecasts about relaying signs. That's pretty easy right there. If you're over on first base, you're probably not going to pick over. Sometimes you can relay that sign into the hitter, let him know it's coming.
Breaking ball here on 2-2. And it's pulled to third, right by Machado down the left field line. 1 run will score. Cespedes coming to third base. They're going to try and get him in. And Yoenis will score. It's a 2-run double for JD Martinez.
Well, Manny Machado is a very, very good third baseman. You got to hit it hard to get it by him. And this ball is hung. It was supposed to be down and away. That's a bullet right there by JD. Off and running is Iglesias, and Yoenis Cespedes really had good turn down there at second base. Good turn there at third base, and Tigers scored 2 with 2 down.
65 RBIs on the season now for JD. A 2-out hit to give the Tigers the early lead. And here is Castellanos now to try and extend that advantage. Nick has 20 RBIs in the month of July. Awfully good. Breaking ball missing high and away. 1-0. .243 on the year. 10 home runs. He has picked it up recently in terms of driving and runs and driving the ball out of the ballpark. Here's the 1-0. Way outside. 2-0. Gonzalez, for his career, really has not had good numbers against the Tigers. In fact, he has given up 18 earned runs in 22 innings versus Detroit. So they pretty much had his number. Meanwhile, Nick's sitting pretty here at 2-0 with a man at second. Got himself a fastball down the middle and grounded it foul.
Well, I think 2 of the tougher innings for a pitcher are the first inning, because you're trying to get your rhythm, and sometimes you get a good eye on base. You have to go out of the stretch, and that of the 5th. So you try and jump on guys, get an early lead.
The other thing here is he's already thrown 26 pitches in this inning. And he still has to record the final out. Here's the 2-1. Right in the outer edge. 2-2 on Castellanos. Should Nick reach, you'll have McCann hitting next. JD Martinez clutch with a 2-out 2-base hit. 2-0 Detroit.
2-2-2. Are you supposed to take your hat off or something?
You're supposed to We're going to pass on that, though. Here's the 2-2. Lifted down the right field line, out of play. Warm, humid night tonight here in Baltimore. It was raining earlier today. In fact, it was raining hard when the ball club got to the ballpark, but that hopefully is moved out for the rest of the night. And of course, Camden Yards, one of the more spectacular venues in the American League.
It is, and it's a very good playing surface, very flat, not many bad hops in it. It's always fun if you're a lefty, you can hit it off the warehouse out there. That kind of reminds me of Tiger Stadium a little bit. The bigger, newer stadiums, it just drops into the seats.
Here's the 2-2. And it's inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes, so the struggle continues here for Gonzalez. Nick, 5 hits on the road trip. He has had a couple of at-bats against Gonzalez, both of them hits, and Showalter not looking too happy early on here.
He's trying to laugh it off. That's all you can really do. Just hoping he gets out of it if you're Buck. He's been through it a time or two. 5th year here with the Orioles.
3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Castellanos is done, and so are the Tigers. First strike out of the game for Gonzalez, but 2 runs in. Here comes Alfredo Simon to the hill. The Tigers starting pitcher tonight is Alfredo Simon. He is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Take a look at him. 9-6 on the year, 4.46 ERA. It is his 20th start. Came out of his last start with a little bit of a groin cramp. Did go 6 innings. Won the game 5-1. Only 5 hits and 1 run. So Big Pasto looking for another big game from him tonight.
And he'll face Manny Machado, Nolan Reimold, and Adam Jones. An Orioles lineup that has some talent in it. Beginning with Mr. Machado, who's hit 21 home runs this year. And a solid .292 average.
Pretty good leadoff hitter here. Young kid.
Machado's not afraid to take his walk either. 42 of them this year, the second highest total on the team. Lifted back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Machado with 51 driven in. Simon ready with the 0-2. Lifted in the air to left. Cespedes on the move. 1 up, 1 away. Here's the rest of the lineup for the Orioles, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Saw Machado. Reimold and Jones to follow, then Davis, Paredes, and Hardy in the middle of the lineup. Jonathan Scope 6 for 12 in the last series against the Tigers. Carmelie and Caleb Joseph rounded out for Buck Showalter. Here's Nolan Reimold. Reimold batting in the 2 slot.
Reimold has been filling in for Steve Pearce, who's been hurt with an oblique.
That'll miss high. 2-0. They had Delman Young on the roster earlier this year, and he was released. Reimold began his career in the Orioles system, back with them now. Here's the 2-0. And Simon missing outside. 3-0 on Reimold.
Well, I had Nolan Reimold down in Arizona for a time. He's the only guy I know that has more neck fusions than me. So you've seen him with a stiff neck.
How many has he had?
2 or 3. I mean, actually, the first one didn't go good. It's not. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. But we certainly had something in common. And he was drafted by the Orioles, and now he's back.
High pop up, shallow left field. Cespedes coming in, and he'll make the play for round number 2. Here is the Tigers defense presented by Beaumont Health System. It's Cespedes, Davis, and Martinez in the outfield. Romine is getting the start at first base tonight. His 4th start at first. Kinsler, Iglesias, Castellanos join him on the infield. McCann and Simon is your battery tonight. There's Andrew, who has proven he can play several different infield positions, and very well. Here's Adam Jones now with the bases empty.
Well, if you're the Tigers and you're trying to replace Miguel Cabrera, it's a tall task.
It is. The Tigers certainly miss Miguel Cabrera, who was the leading hitter in the American League and still is, by the way, still qualifies. There's a chopper back up the middle. Iglesias will throw him out. Jones is gone. So are the Orioles. A 1-2-3 first for Alfredo Simon. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. By Ram Trucks. Find your summer of fun with great deals at the Ram Summer Clearance Event. And by Kraft Shreds and Chunks. Make something amazing. Back here in Baltimore as the Tigers open up a 4-game series this weekend here against the O's. Off to a nice start as well. They lead 2-0 against Miguel Gonzalez. James McCann leads it off and takes strike 1. It'll be McCann, Romine, Davis, bottom 3 for Brad Ausmus tonight. Strong year for McCann, .280 batting average. Not to mention he's throwing everybody out that tries to steal against him. There's a bouncer back up the middle, and it's going to find a hole. Base hit. Leadoff man on.
Good approach right up the middle. Didn't try to do too much with that pitch. We've watched James McCann hit the ball all over the diamond. They're trying to get that ball in a lot, but Gonzalez has been leaving that ball out over the middle of the plate. Tigers have taken good advantage of that situation.
Will be 5 hits already for the Tigers. Here's Romine. Andrew at 283. He'll slice one to left, base hit. Well, the Tigers have their hitting shoes on tonight.
They do, swinging aggressively and finding some holes. Andrew Romine lets this ball get nice and deep. You see it tailing away. Doesn't try and do too much. Doesn't roll it over. Doesn't pull it. Shoots it right through that shortstop third base hole. We call that the 5-6 hole.
So with 2 on, that'll bring up number 9 hitter Rajay Davis, who's getting the start in center field tonight.
Orioles half expecting maybe a bunt here.
Davis showing bunt, lays it foul, 0-1.
I think that was a bunt more for a base hit to try and surprise him. That was not a sacrifice. If you're going to sacrifice, you're going to square around much earlier.
Rajay has not played a whole lot recently, getting the start here tonight in center field. Got 10 at bats on the road trip, 1 for 10. Six Tigers hits already in this game. Slice to right field, another base hit for the Tigers, and that's going to load him up with nobody out. 3 straight singles. We mentioned the Tigers really haven't done a whole lot on this road trip, just 183 batting average. And scoring about 2 runs per game.
Yeah, tonight very good at putting the ball in play. The first baseman Chris Parmalee was in that time, and Raji smoked it right through that hole. You bring the fake bunt, brings the infielders in, and opens up the infield for you.
Here is Ian Kinsler now with nobody out. Kinsler singled to start the ball game. And he skies this one in the air to left, not deep. Reimold coming in, McCann tagging up, but he will hold. Kinsler is out number 1. And they bring up Iglesias. So that's a start for Gonzalez. There is activity already in the bullpen, and that would be Bud Norris.
Yeah, Buck Showalter doesn't like what he's seeing. We watched him early. It looked like he had "I'm going to be patient" face on, but maybe losing some patience.
Patience quickly going down the drain with 7 hits already for the Tigers.
You know, as a manager, there are certain days when you're more tolerant of things that go on, and you can be moody just like you. You know, yeah, you can be moody.
Oh, okay.
There are wives.
Appreciate that.
Happens.
That is popped up, and this will get back out of play. What do you give? You ever get moody?
I have different moods.
Oh, is that what they are?
Yeah. Excited to be here.
McCann at third. You got Romine at second, Davis at first. Well, not only are the Orioles in the thick for the wild card, but they're 6 out in the East behind New York, so they're still very much in that race.
Coming in again.
Low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Iglesias had a single and scored a run in the first. Here you go, the Orioles 6 behind the Yanks.
Toronto pretty aggressive for being back 7 games.
The 1-1 right back up the middle. This might be a double play. 6-3, and how about that? Gonzalez pitches out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam.
Today, David Price, as you know, going to Toronto. And then right before game time, Joakim Soria was dealt to the Pirates for shortstop outfielder Jacoby Jones. They told us that Soria was going to be made available to us to express some reaction to the trade, but we're told that he had two phones in each ear trying to find his way to Cincinnati, where the Pirates, his new team, are playing tonight. So Soria now an ex-Tiger.
All right, Keats, thanks. Yeah, the makeover for the Detroit Tigers continues. So that's what, Price gone, now Soria gone. The Tigers getting a lot of good young talent. And really, when you look at it, the Tigers needed to replenish that minor league system. And this certainly is one of the best ways to do it right now.
Well, I think if you look at this year, when we had injuries, we tapped down into our depth. And it wasn't as deep as it needed to be. And I think Dave Dombrowski's trying to develop that again. And so if you get into it again, you need depth. That you have more of it down there, and you have more of an opportunity to fill your need from within your organization.
Chris Davis is starting things off. Davis, Paredes, and Hardy here in the Baltimore second. Still 2-0 in favor of the O's, or the Tigers rather. The O's giving up a ton of hits already in this game, 7, but boy, they dodge a bullet with the bases loaded, nobody out.
Yeah, Tigers very aggressive when they got the bases loaded, nobody out. And Gonzalez wiggles out of it.
2-2 is rolled foul. MGM Grand Detroit brings you the scouting reports on Chris Davis, and here are some shift numbers on Davis.
Yeah, when he's not shifted, it's 279. When he is shifted, 238. That's in line with major league tendencies. The shift usually knocks down the average.
I would think that Davis is one of those guys that everybody would shift on.
I think pretty much all of his at-bats, less than 10, have not been shifted. The reason they wouldn't shift him is maybe because men on base.
Makes sense. 3-2 is inside, ball 4. Leadoff man on here in the second. And now time called. Here comes Kevin Rand. Keep in mind that Simon had to leave his last start in the, what was it, 6th inning at Fenway?
Yeah, the beginning was the beginning of the 7th. I think he went 6 innings. Had a little groin cramp. They see something from the dugout to come out. It didn't look like he threw that ball properly. I think this is a split finger. Doesn't really get down and get out. It looks like he's standing almost straight up. I think if we dug back into the tape that from previous games, you see that he crouches more and has more drive off the mound. Almost straight leg, standing straight up. He's going to keep going.
Here is Jimmy Paredes. Simon was with the Orioles in 2008 through 2011, was used as a reliever here with Baltimore. Paredes at 288. He'll take a strike, 0-1. Alfredo had such a good start to the season, but it's been a struggle really the last month or so. Started the year out 4-0 with the Tigers. Oh, 2. There was some progress in his last start, 6 innings and 1 run, 4 punch-outs in that 5-1 victory at Boston. Here's the 0-2. Nubbed off the end of the bat. Simon has 1 play. Paredes is out. That'll advance the runner. Hey, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's Big Mac and 10-piece McNuggets. That's coming up following the broadcast here tonight from Baltimore. Here is J.J. Hardy. Hardy enjoying a 12-game hitting streak.
Tell you, this guy's been doing it a long time. I mean, I think he got released from Milwaukee way back when. They thought he was too old. But this guy is really been good for the Orioles. Beyond what he does at the plate, he's got a little bit of power. He's kind of like the defensive quarterback out there. Many on the Orioles feel that Hardy has a lot to do with the minimal errors the Orioles have.
Only 40 errors this year for the Orioles, the lowest total in the major leagues, not just the American.
Yeah, the Tigers are at third with 50 errors. Houston in between with I think they have around 50 as well.
1 ball, 1 strike on Hardy. Ground ball left side. Castellanos diving stop. And Hardy is out at first base. Nice play by Nick. 2 gone.
Yeah, Hardy with a pretty aggressive swing right here, and Nick going to his left. You know, he's really improved this year over last year. And then the ability to get up and get that arm on top right here. If you throw it, you don't get your arm up, you don't get your feet around, that ball tends to sail. Good solid throw right across the diamond.
That will leave Davis at second with 2 outs now for Jonathan Schoop. And had a really big series against the Tigers the first time they met. He'll look at a strike. 0-1.
Good looking young kid here, second baseman. 23 years old.
Don't normally see too many second basemen this size.
Yep, and he's from Curacao.
It'll float low. 1-1.
We had Didi Gregorius on my team last year, and he was from Curacao. They know a lot of languages down there. He knew 5, so we got to believe Scope's got probably 4 in his tool chest. Are you good at that?
No, I'm good with 1. English. There's a bouncer toward third base. Castellanos has it there, and the threat is over. No runs, so walk, 1 left. You're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire. And the Bernstein advantage certainly rests with the Tigers tonight. Their roster career against Gonzalez batting .322, and well, tonight they have not disappointed so far.
Yeah, plenty of runs. Unfortunately, plenty of hits. Unfortunately, only 2 runs. Had Gonzalez on the ropes last inning, but he wiggled out of it.
So much so that Buck Showalter had the bullpen working. Bud Norris was warming up. Cespedes leads it off. And Uenis looks at a ball outside. 1-1.
You were talking about the trade deadline. Bud Norris was it last year, a couple of years ago. He was one of the guys that got transferred on the trade deadline. Things change from year to year.
2-1.
There's Bud.
With the Houston Astros prior to coming to the Orioles.
Looks like he wants to do something there, but he's got the camera on him.
3-1 the count on Cespedes.
Got an itchy nose or something.
Only you notice that stuff.
Well, it was right in the monitor.
Three balls, one strike. He apparently is okay now. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Full count now on Cespedes.
We'll watch for his splitter right here. Gonna go fastball in again.
Pulled on the ground to third. Machado will backhand this one. He'll fire to first, and a nice scoop on the backhand by Parmalee. Nice play all the way around.
Well, Gonzalez is asked to throw the ball inside, gets it. Machado, one of the best over there. Look at the arm strength. I mean, he's moving away from first base, and Parmalee with a very good pick. Good strong action. Gets on top. That's great arm strength. Parmalee scooping out towards the ball for an easy pick.
Chris Davis these days playing out in right field. Parmalee getting a chance to play a lot of first base for the Orioles. Here's Victor Martinez. He flied out his first time up. He'll take strike one.
Looks to me that Gonzalez has kind of backed off and working more on locating his pitches now. Kind of letting him work. The decrease in speed is an increase in movement.
Now the 0-1. Line right to the third baseman Machado. He tried to go the other way. 2 gone. That'll bring up J.D. Martinez, who had the big blow in the first inning, the 2-out 2-run double for the Tigers. Yeah, Martinez now with 65 driven in. Fouled off 0-1. J.D. an all-star this year for the first time in his career. Likewise for Jose Iglesias. Now he waits on the 0-1. Here it is. Up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You can see the shift right here. Lots of pitches being called inside by Caleb Joseph for Gonzalez. He's going to triple it up in there. Doesn't want JD to get those arms out.
Sounded like a broken bat. That one will head back to the seats.
Call that La Cocina.
In the kitchen?
In the kitchen. That's what they call it when you get jammed and the ball gets in on you.
Notice I picked up on your Spanish there.
You're doing your studying. I like it.
Yeah. There's the pitch count at 50 now for Mr. Gonzalez.
They looked at the second baseman has moved over because of the count. They have data that shows that he'll go more the other way. Looks like he wants it up and in.
It was up, too far up, 2-2. JD bats with 2 outs here in the third. Tigers got a couple in the first, and that has been it so far. Here's the 2-2. 3-2 now on Martinez.
That just missed. Good eye. Look at, they want it right in the corner. That ball, they're trying to run it back over the outside corner. About 3 inches off the plate. Back in.
Drilled toward right center field. Jones on the run. He'll get there in the gap. Inning over. No runs, no hits, nobody left. On our way to the bottom of the third. Use hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Back here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. The Tigers on top of the O's 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Chris Parmelee leading it off for Baltimore. Parmelee, Joseph, and Machado 8, 9, and 1 for Buck Showalter. The ball is popped up. Back behind the plate, and McCann will run it down.
You just love to read that tweet promo, don't you? So fitting.
Why?
You like it. You're connected.
I am connected. But you're connected as well. We need you to get the tweet a little bit more. You're still stuck on 6, by the way.
I've been reading a little bit. Some of the cruel ideas. Good nicknames still coming in from Mario.
Oh, great.
We don't want to slack off on that.
I thought we were past that.
No, never.
Caleb Joseph stands in. He looks at a strike.
I promise you, I will be a good friend and make sure that doesn't die.
Can we just stick with Super and move on?
Super something.
Joseph batting .238. There's the ball low, and the count evens now 1 ball, 1 strike. And Simon has reached the 30 plateau.
Good ratio of strikes, 18 strikes, 12 balls. Fairly low pitch count so far for Simon.
Taps slowly toward the pitcher. Simon off to make the play. Nice easy throw for out number 2. Time for a game break now. Here's Mickey York. All right, Mick, thanks. Yeah, it's probably going to be too long of a bicycle ride, but Mr. Price did leave the ballpark today on his bike. We can confirm that.
Yeah, a lot of the guys, they travel with those bikes or they rent them?
No, they travel them.
They're those kind that fold down into nothing.
Yeah. Put them in storage on the airplane, no big deal. Machado flied out his first time. Simon with the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Manning now 21 home runs. That is a career high, which is the most by an Orioles third baseman since 2011 when Mark Reynolds had 24 that season for the O's. 2-1 the count. And one of the better looking young prospects in the game. He has made 2 All-Star teams already. Reimold waiting on deck. Now 3-1. Pulled to third. Castellanos down to a backhand. Made some nice plays tonight. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Simon. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left. To the 4th we go.
In the Tigers dugout where Brad Ausmus went up to Miguel Cabrera and said, you do have a no trade clause, right? You do have in your contract there is a no trade clause, because Ausmus is worrying about losing more guys. He looked a bit shell shocked yesterday when Dave Dombrowski made the announcement that the Tigers were rebooting, that some prospects or some players were available for prospects as they sort of retool. And Gibby, you know this as a former manager, you manage the guys that you're given. It's not really up to you who's in that dugout all the time.
Yeah, you know, Brad said as a player he was always on the other end of it. They were always acquiring at the trade deadline, so it was something very new for him, and it did shock him a little bit.
Well, he won't have to worry about Miguel Cabrera. He's going nowhere. That is for certain. The Tigers, though, in a state of transition right now. As Castellanos leads it off. We are in the 4th inning here in Baltimore. 2-0 Detroit, and Nick fouls it straight back. Keats a busy man today, man. He was running all over the ballpark.
Yeah, he was at the ballpark, went back to the hotel, back to the ballpark, doing in-game hits.
Look at him, man. He's just looking for his next piece of information to gather.
He just keeps smiling. Look at him.
How those ties working out for you guys up there?
We're going to get you a bow tie, by the way.
It's pretty low.
They say it's 83 degrees here. I'm not buying it. At least not in my little bunker here.
3 balls, 1 strike on Nick Castellanos. Sorry, Keats. We'll stay cool down there. Okay?
He does seem to sweat more than most, doesn't he, Keats?
Jimmy always cutting right through it, eh?
Yep. He doesn't mince words. Now Gonzalez ready with the 3-1 to Castellanos, who struck out to end the 1st inning. And he checked it outside. That's going to be ball 4. Tigers get another base runner. Leadoff base on balls here in the 4th inning. Well, David Price is on his way to Toronto, and on their way back to the Detroit system are 3 left-handers, including Daniel Norris.
who will throw the game here on Sunday from Tennessee. One of the top-rated pitchers a year ago. Struggled a little bit with his command this year. Matt Boyd, who's on his way to AAA, and High Road Labor going to Lakeland. And I called around to some of the scouts I know, and it's interesting. Different scouts like different elements of the trade, but all very good arms. And as we said in the open, Dave Dombrowski has his scouts and evaluators watching all players all year long, and he knows who he might want in a trade in return, and they've all evaluated these kids in very positive fashion. So I'm sure that the Tigers are happy what they got in return. Although you don't want to lose a guy like David Price, but if you have to, you want to get good talent in return.
The 0-1 to McCann is ripped to center field. That'll drop in, base hit, and Castellanos will go to second. And the Tigers again with something going here in the fourth. 2 on, nobody out. And in case you missed it as well, Joakim Soria was dealt to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and shortstop Jacoby Jones, who was at AA, will come to the Tigers.
Yeah, good production right there. Got a little bit of speed too. You see 15 stolen bases, 60 RBIs with Altoona.
Here's Romine, who's singled back in the second.
Now your hope is that you get all these new players in the organization, get them to their respective teams, get them comfortable, get a good month in them, and hopefully there's some playoffs available for them to progress further in September.
Well, the Tigers last year traded away quite a few of their pitching prospects, especially a couple of them, to get Soria here. So to replenish the system with 3 good left-handed arms, great haul today for the Tigers. 1 ball, no strikes on Romine. Drops down a bunt to third. And Machado throws him out. Romine gets it done with a sacrifice.
Andrew Romine, he just does everything so good. Plays around the diamond, asks to bunt right here, make a sac bunt. Ideally, you want it to go to third base. And you see around the game that many guys struggle with doing that. Very good execution right there. Tigers are going to take second and third with 1 out. And the Orioles look like they will counter with bringing the infield in.
Rajai Davis will stand in. Raj had a single back in the second when the Tigers loaded the bases, nobody out, but failed to score.
I would take everything on the inside corner, inside part of the plate. Orioles have shown that that's what they like to do. Look for something out over the plate.
Slice to right field. On the move is Davis, still going back, not going to get it. It'll go all the way to the wall. This will get 2 more runs in. Davis on his way to third. Rajai has himself a triple. And the Tigers have a 4-0 lead.
Boy, a lot of Tiger fans clapping. Didn't realize there were so many Detroit Tiger fans here in Baltimore.
It's going to bring Dave Wallace out.
We talked about it, getting the ball out over the plate, and here you got it. Outer third. Rajai stays with it, drives this ball up the gap. And Rajai really scooting around those bases. When you're a hitter, you hit this. That's what you live for. Very smooth around those bases. This is just a nice 3/4 glide into third base. Tigers get 2 out of it. Now lead 4-0.
And Rajai gets his 8th triple of the year. So Davis also RBIs 13 and 14. And he was up earlier, and he's up again. Bud Norris begins to warm up. Now we'll see if they can get Rajai in. Still only 1 out with the infield in. Drill down the left field line. That ball is foul. Just fouled. And Kinsler nearly hit it out. Gonzalez has not fooled anybody tonight.
And James McCann getting it out, getting the head out early. Just about, or I'm saying Ian Kinsler. And that ball just fouled.
A single and 2 at bats tonight for Kinsler. He's got a man at third, less than 2 outs. Here's the 0-1. Up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers already have 9 hits on the board. The Orioles do not have one yet.
Can't believe you said that.
Little pop up, shallow center field. That is going to drop, base hit. That'll score Rajai Davis. It's an RBI single for Kinsler, his second hit of the ball game, and the Tigers now lead 5-0.
Many times as a hitter you'll hit a ball hard and you'll make an out and it frustrates you, but right here Ian Kinsler gets one off the handle and drops it in nicely for a nice RBI. Puts the Tigers up 5-0 here.
Buck Showalter has seen enough, and he does not have a pleasant look on his face. As Gonzalez will give up the baseball, Bud Norris will be trotting in. It's a wall-side windows pitching change. We'll be back to Baltimore. Coming into this ball game was playing some pretty good baseball in their last 6 games. Here are some of the numbers as far as the Orioles starters are concerned.
Yeah, tonight it's been much different. Tigers 10 hits.
Numbers on Gonzalez, 3 1/3, 10 hits, 5 runs.
Still responsible for Ian Kinsler on first base.
Meanwhile, Bud Norris will take over now for Baltimore.
See his 18th game. He has started 11. Now he's in the bullpen. That ERA is much inflated for Bud Norris. Lots of walks. 23 walks, 48 strikeouts.
Here is Iglesias. Still only 1 out of the inning. Ooh, they got him in the pickoff. Well, by Norris, how about that?
That's a quick pick right there.
He walks into the ball game and picks off Kinsler.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he'll steal or hit run, and many times you try and do that when they bring a new pitcher in. They've got it right there on the back of the arm. When you have a pitcher and he has that ball in his hand, you have to respect it. Ian got caught by surprise there.
2 outs now. Iglesias hit into a double play with the bases loaded back in the second. He's 1 for 2.
There's a couple things you don't like when you don't get the guy in from third base with 1 out, or you get picked off like that. Those are very frustrating. I'm sure Ian's very frustrated with that play.
Yeah, Kinsler had the bases loaded, nobody out in the second, flied out to shallow left, did not get the run in. And now the pick here in the fourth.
In the first inning, overslid third base, but this kid plays hard. I mean, he's giving you a great effort. Happens to us all.
Meanwhile, 1-2 on Jose Iglesias. Bud Norris, former Astro that came over at the deadline in 2013. Joining Baltimore, won 15 games last year. 2-2.
Pretty hard to be consistent year in and year out. Just about everyone who plays for many years is going to have a down year. And it seems as Bud Norris is doing that this year.
Low and away, 3 balls, 2 strikes on the Tigers shortstop.
And Iglesias very good with 2 strikes this season. Leads Major League Baseball with a .327 average.
Pulled to third base. Machado can't get it down the line. Iglesias is on his way to second, and he will pull in with a 2-out double. That is his second hit of the night. Boy, the hits just keep on coming for the Tigers. That's 11 now for Detroit.
Just inside the line, you see Machado diving, just can't get it. Some nights the balls just find the holes. Going good for the Tigers tonight.
Now Cespedes will stand in. He's been pretty good this year with men in scoring position. 309. Drill to left field, way back. That ball is going to go. It is out of here. Cespedes with a 2-run shot, and the Tigers are pouring it on 7-0. He left little doubt about that one.
Well, Yoenis went to school here. They've been pounding him in all game. He was waiting for this one. This one's not up and in. Look at the location. It's down and in, and he just smacks it. That's not on the corner. That's inner third. And we've been talking about it from the first inning, how the Orioles have been keep going in, and he got all this.
This is an Orioles team that came in with 5 straight wins, and the Tigers are putting it on them tonight. 12 hits now, a 7-0 lead. And Victor looks at a ball low. 8th man to bat in the inning. This turned into a 5-run inning.
Yeah, let's not stop here.
One ball, 1 strike on Martinez. Victor 0 for 2. He flied out to right and then lined right to the third baseman Machado his last at bat.
Yeah, Victor has not been swinging the bat very well from the left side recently. After he came off the disabled list, did a good job of that, but seemed to be tapering off a bit. Maybe that knee is getting a little tired again on him.
Now the 1-1. A little bit outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cespedes number 18 on the year, which gives him an even 60 RBIs now as well. A little bit outside. Norris has gone to 3-1 now. In the meantime, Alfredo Simon has plenty of offensive support tonight. Cespedes trying to cool off. And he lost him, ball 4. First walk for Norris, second in the inning for the Tigers. That'll bring up J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, when you have it at bat one way or the other, if you watch people when you come down to the ballpark, they're always going for a conversation. It's either a good one or a bad one. Yoenis right there, I'm sure it's very good after smacking that 2-run home run.
JD, 2-run double in the first, got the Tigers off and running. Came with 2 outs. Ball 1. Norris fired that one in the dirt. Well, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. There's going to be a lot to choose from tonight.
Chilly one.
Here's the 1-0. High pop up. Shallow right field. Jones coming in, and the center fielder makes the catch. The Tigers send 9 men to the plate in the inning. Rajai Davis got it rolling with a 2-run triple. Yoenis Cespedes, how about a 2-run shot? 5-run inning, 7-0 Detroit. Baltimore, a 2-run shot from Yoenis Cespedes has given the Tigers a 7-0 lead. Rajai Davis had a big triple. And the Tigers pouring it on now as Alfredo Simon goes back to the hill, facing Nolan Reimold to begin things. And Reimold looks at a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, after scoring 5 in the top of the 4th. Good time for a shutdown inning by Simon.
Yeah, Reimold, Jones, and Davis, 2, 3, and 4 in the Orioles lineup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another dart in for a strike. Reimold didn't like the call by home plate umpire Eric Cooper.
Yeah, that was certainly favorable our way.
Now Simon with the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Alfredo hasn't had much trouble tonight. Gave up a leadoff walk in the 2nd, but pitched around that with 3 ground ball outs. And a lot of the ground balls he's given up tonight really haven't been hit all that hard. A couple of them have been hit right back to the mound.
Yeah, but if you don't throw it over, you're not going to get the grounder. That 2-1 split missed by a mile.
2-2. The count stays on Reimold. 258 batting average. Last year, part of the year with Toronto and Arizona. Ball high, run at full now, 3-2. Simon trying to lower that July ERA, which coming in was about 7.5 this month, which is the highest in the major leagues.
This has got to be a fastball right down the middle.
Fouled back out of play.
Another one.
Tigers playing 4 here over the weekend in Baltimore. Winding up this 10-game road trip. Started in Boston, then went to St. Pete. And he lost in ball 4. They put the leadoff man on here in the 4th. Second walk for Simon. Hey, the Tigers will host the Team Mickey All-Star Baseball Tour on Sunday, August 9th when they face the Red Sox at 1:08 p.m. Special ticket packages including limited edition Tigers branded Mickey Mouse hat available exclusively at tigers.com/Team Mickey. Gibby, you'd look good in one of those.
I was just thinking we should make some Team Super hats up. Huh?
Yeah, I'm
get
in.
a good caricature there.
I'm in. Here's Adam Jones. Ball 1.
I guess I shouldn't have said anything about having a shutdown inning right here, huh?
Yep.
We walked the first guy.
Put the kibosh on that.
Yeah, getting into the meat of the Orioles order right here with Adam Jones, Chris Davis. Due up right behind the leadoff walk to Rimo.
Jones takes high again, and the count goes 2-0.
I'd like to see James McCann go out there for a little timeout.
Jones drills one deep to left. Way back to the wall. Cespedes leaping try, and it's gone. Adam Jones, a 2-run shot, and the Orioles have their first hits of the night. That is his 16th home run.
Well, Alfredo Simon gets behind the leadoff Rimo and walks him, and now he's 2-0 again. He's got to throw the ball down over the heart of the plate. And Adam Jones is very dangerous. Gets the head out, ball carries out of here. Good effort by Cespedes, just misses it. I like to see him not giving in there. And we've got a 7-2 game.
Davis skies one in the air foul. That'll get back into the seats. Chris Davis had a base on balls in the second. First hit of the night for Baltimore. And it left the building. Simon's 0-1. Here's the shift that they play on against Mr. Davis. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Attaboy, get ahead in the count here. There you see pitch count by inning, total of 50.
Pulled foul.
Take a look at balls in play by location, and you can kind of see why the Tigers are aligned the way they are. Got everybody over there to the right side of the diamond. See Castellanos way deep there in right field. It'll be shallow right field, deep second base.
Checked and he went. Davis out of there, 1 gone. First strikeout for Simon.
It's a good comeback after the first 2 hitters there, the walk and the home run. Come back and get that first out, striking out Chris Davis.
There's Jimmy Paredes. Hit one back to the mound his first time up weekly, I might add. 287 average now for Paredes. High fly ball left field. Cespedes will have room on this one.
It's a tough sky right there. Starting to get dark. You look up into that sky right now with those clouds the way they are. The ball could get lost in the light in the sky. The lights haven't fully taken effect yet, but Cespedes did a good job right there. Didn't take his eye off it.
Little reddish tint to the sky as well.
So you might be able to decipher that. I mean, I've had a few tough ones in the sky like that.
I can imagine. Probably more than a few.
Well, early on in my career.
That's what the outfielders are looking into tonight. J.J. Hardy, the batter, he grounded out his first time up. Another ground ball, this one foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's an Orioles team that loves to hit home runs. In fact, the last couple of years they lead baseball in homers.
I believe they're 4th this year in home runs in the American League. Houston leads with 140. You have the Yankees at 134, Toronto at 132, and then the Orioles have 125. So that's why the walks, you don't want to give walks away. They may hit one, they may smoke one, and they get 2 instead of 1.
And that's what happened in this inning. The walk to Reimold and the 2-run shot by Jones. Jonathan Scope waiting on deck. Pulled to third base. Castellanos been busy tonight. He'll handle another. And after the home run, they go 1-2-3. 2-run shot by Jones makes it 7-2. To you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. Decker in Baltimore. Bud Norris goes back to the hill. We go to the 5th inning. Nick Castellanos swings and misses to get things started. Castellanos, McCann, Romine facing the Orioles right-hander. 7-2 ball game now. The home run by Jones has cut the Tiger lead to 5. Walking a strikeout tonight for Castellanos. In there for a strike call. Nick didn't like it. 0-2. Norris came on, probably gave up a double and then a 2-run shot to Cespedes. But outside, and the count goes 1-2. 20 RBIs this month for Castellanos. It's been his best month of the year. Tonight he's been doing it with his glove. That one bounces in. 2-2.
Yeah, a lot of action down there, handling them very cleanly.
Norris now with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Nick is out of there, one gone.
Well, the Tigers have been struggling on the road trip in the first 6 games. You see the batting average only 183 tonight. Much better. Hits with runners in scoring position. They've equaled their total for the first 6. Let's keep that going for the rest of the trip.
I'm liking that 571 number. Tigers have 12 hits tonight.
Pretty tough to keep that up.
Here's McCann. Ball 1 to McCann. 2 more hits tonight for James. Both of them singles. He has scored a run. And this on the heels of a month of July, which as it is winding down has been a very productive one for McCann. 340 this month.
James has done a very good job in the absence of Alex. Alex not catching much since coming off the disabled list, so James has been carrying the load. I talked to Gary Cedarstrom last night on the plane. He said he likes umpiring behind him.
Bounce to third base. And Machado throws him up.
Very reliable. The umpires like guys that block the balls.
So you're flying with the umpires these days, huh?
Trying to get a little inside.
That never hurts.
You got to plan it right, don't you?
Absolutely.
Coop was not on the flight last night. Rest of the crew was. They were coming from Cleveland, where Mr. Cedarstrom threw out Tito. Terry Francona had like 48 emails when he opened it up. Yeah, I said he must have did something wrong. I got it out of him. He's thrown many out in his career.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Andrew batting with 2 outs here in the 5th. Well, the question is, Kirk Gibson on that list of throwouts by Gary Cedarstrom?
I think he did get me as a coach. He got Tram one time and he really got flustered, and I said a word too much. Never as a player. Sometimes you sense that your team needs it as well, so you just got to be the sacrificial guy, you know. Just got to take it for the team.
The 1-2. Just outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Should Romine reach? Davis waiting on deck. Tigers up 7-2 in game 1 in this series. Now Norris with the 2-2. Low 3-2. Guys like Romine, man, they really impress me because they don't play every day, but when you do throw them in there, or at least Andrew, he has responded. He's had a nice year.
He has, and scrappy, tough outs, tough on the base pass, very good defensively.
Swing and a miss. Down he goes that time. Norris strikes out a pair in a 1-2-3 5th inning. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. Cubs, Tigers, and O's are cracking open a 4-game weekend set. Jonathan Scope will lead things off for the Orioles, and he rips one to third right at Castellanos. Maybe he try someone else tonight.
Here's our Comerica Bank game summary. In the first inning, J.D. Martinez plates Yoenis Cespedes. Tigers out on top early. Then in the fourth, Rajai Davis with the big 3-bagger scores 2. And then Yoenis Cespedes with the big 2-run home run in the fourth as well. Puts the Tigers up 7-0 at the time. Now 7-2.
Tigers had a 5-run fourth inning in this game. Chris Parmelee, the batter. Parmelee popped up to the catcher back in the third, 0 for 1. The former Minnesota Twin. Parts of 4 seasons in Minnesota. Parmelee never really able to stick for a full season in Minnesota. Put him down quite a bit in the Twins organization. Left that one up, but it's popped straight up. First base side for Romine. 2 gone. A calling all Oakland University alumni, students, and fans. Get a Tigers hat in OU colors and a ticket to see the Tigers play the Indians September 4th at 7:08 when you buy a special ticket package exclusively at tigers.com/special events. Good looking cap.
Yeah, you've got some Oakland University stuff, don't you?
I do. I've got some OU stuff. My son goes there. Great school.
It is pretty good, huh?
It's a great campus.
Remember way back when I was a little kid, you used to go down and watch the Lions down there.
Oh, right.
Yeah, for their camp, their summer camp.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, not anymore though.
Caleb Joseph is the batter here with 2 outs, and he looks at a strike.
Played a few games down there in the old Diamond.
Well, the campus has grown exponentially since the days where you played on that campus. Here's the 1-1. High pop up. Right side of the infield. Looks like Simon's going to have himself an easy inning. It is 1-2-3, a 7-pitch inning for Alfredo.
Handed pitcher Daniel Norris of the Blue Jays, and you may have seen this already. He's a little bit different, as many left-handers are. Part of his offseason is spent living in a 1978 Volkswagen van. He says he only puts $5 to $7 worth of gas in it at a time, because if he has a full tank, he might go off on some crazy adventure. And Mario and Gibby, having been 22, we can remember what that's like. Full tank, you're not sure where you're going to go, but everybody says when it comes to baseball, he is all about baseball, and this is a really good kid. Dave Dombrowski loves the fact that he's now a Tiger.
I hear it's a 2-bedroom version. And also staying in with the nickname he calls the VW Shaggy.
Shaggy, that's right.
And he's called the Van Man.
The Van Man, yeah.
You know what I like different? I also like that unsettled look on Keats' face every time you throw something back at him, Gibby. It's very unsettled.
As long as we've known Gibby, we're never quite sure what he's going to say.
No.
That's part of the beauty of Kirk Gibson, I think.
All right, Keats, thanks.
Got it.
Just keep laughing, Keats.
We look forward to the arrival of Mr. Norris, and we'll see him pitch, on Sunday? Yeah, the final game.
I wonder if he's driving in.
Could be. Well, I don't know if he's got enough gas in the van.
So I bet you one of his favorite movies is what?
I don't know what.
It's got to be Dumb and Dumber, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, that video we showed looked like a Brady Bunch rerun from back in the 70s.
We have to put a nose and a tail on it. He pulls into the garage.
Dave is starting things off as we play here in the 6th inning, and a bouncing ball left side of Machado. He'll spin and throw him out. One away. Well, Daniel Norris put out a tweet earlier today. Incredibly thankful for my time with the Blue Jays. Dream comes true. The Detroit Tigers is next destination. I'm stoked to be there, truly. Well, that's good news. So he's happy to be coming to the Motor City. Welcome, Daniel Norris.
Yeah, he's updated in that technology.
Here is Kinsler now with one out.
I don't get all the hashtag stuff. Can you explain that to me someday?
It would take too long for me to do it on the air, and I'm sure people would rather I did not. So once we're off the air tonight, I'll explain the hashtag to you.
I like it.
Remind me, though. Here's the 0-1. Fouled back out of play, 0-2. Kinsler, 2 singles and RBI.
Despite the shift, he's been going the other way much more frequently, getting rewarded for it.
He goes the other way again, and another reward. His 3rd hit.
Just makes him a better hitter when he takes that approach. There are times when you want to try and turn on the ball. Take a look. They want that ball in the outside corner. Ian just right there, eyes right on the ball, centers it right out the sweet spot of the bat. And there you see that number 25 climbing with each at bat.
37 multiple hit games this year now for Kinsler. He came in 3rd in the American League in that category. He's had a lot of them here in the month of July. 0-1 on Iglesias.
Probably going to stay tight and close over there at first base right now, don't you think?
I would think so. He was picked off back in the 4th. In fact, Norris had just relieved Gonzalez, didn't even throw a pitch yet, and the first thing he did was pick off Kinsler. Tigers later got 2 in the inning, though, on the home run by Cespedes. And they lead 7-2. Iglesias checked it. And a nice night for Jose. Single, double, 2 runs scored. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball. This looks like an infield hit if it stays fair, and it's going to stay fair.
That's beautiful.
A 3-hit night for Iglesias.
I think this is the second one. Yoenis Cespedes had one in the 1st inning. Kind of a swinging bunt. Nice thick grass right there. Stays fair. Iglesias with another hit.
So now you look at the infield hits leaders, and Iglesias is 3rd. Burns and Altuve above him. Cespedes up there with a chance to drive in more.
Well, that kind of goes because Iglesias, with 2 strikes, he's such a good hitter. He makes sure he puts the ball in play That's a good battle hit right there.
Oh, 0-2. Norris replaced the starter Gonzalez in the 4th inning, and Miguel Gonzalez just didn't have it tonight. Here's the 0-2. Drilled into right center field, base hit. They're going to send home Kinsler. He will score, and Cespedes' big night just got a little bit bigger. His 3rd hit of the night.
Tigers have just had a great approach tonight on these pitches that are out over the plate. Everybody's letting it get deep. You see them just squaring them up. Brought their hit shoes today. Sounded good, looked good. Tigers score another.
Their top 3 hitters tonight, Kinsler, Iglesias, and Cespedes, all have 3 hits. And Yuenis now with 3 RBIs as well. Here's Victor Martinez. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Ball 1. So the Tigers now have 15 hits, which is 5 shy of their season high for a ball game. They had 20 against Minnesota back on May 14th.
Doesn't make sense. Struggled down in Tampa. And tonight everything's going right.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, the Tigers came in batting just 183 on the road trip through Boston and Tampa.
Yeah, I'll tell you though, when you play in a dome, that a big change in depth perception, and some people have a hard time getting adjusted in venues like that. Brad looks a little more relaxed than when we saw him earlier right now.
8 runs on 15 hits will do that for you. Here's the 2-0. Victor lost one in the air to center. Adam Jones will run that one down. 2 gone.
Well, he got that ball in there quick.
Iglesias a couple of feet off the bag. He got in there easily, but Jones took a shot anyway. Here's J.D. Martinez. The Orioles, meanwhile, have only 1 hit tonight against Alfredo Simon. That was the home run by Adam Jones, the 2-run shot in the 4th. Buck Showalter's team came in with a 5-game winning streak.
A lot of thoughts go through your mind when you're sitting there. Games like this.
Ball 1. Do any of those thoughts consist of thinking about tomorrow night already?
Well, you're always thinking ahead as a manager, but you might want to consider how you're going to finish today out, like you just suggested, if it gets much more out of hand. A guy like Adam Jones, who plays nearly every game of every year, and you leave him in, still within reach though here at 8-2, as the game's been kind of long so far. I always hated to give in though, made it look like you were conceding. But the advantage over the long haul is very beneficial.
Here's the 2-0. J.D. rips one to left center field. That'll get down a base hit. That'll score another on Iglesias coming in. Cespedes being held at 3rd. The throw to 2nd, not in time. 9-2 Tigers. J.D. has his 2nd double.
Boy, he smacked this one. This is a little hanging slider right here. It's not very sharp at all. Ball's just spinning, and J.D. just sits back nicely. Look at him sit back. Little spinner right down the middle. Barrels it. Another RBI for him tonight. Tigers put another one on the board, 9-2. Good job of JD keeping his hand on here. So you see the Orioles obviously work on that in spring training because they haven't taken a glove off of one of the runners sliding into a bag yet.
Well, that's become more of an issue, I think, right, with the instant replay?
It is, absolutely, yep.
Hunter warming up in the bullpen.
But as you go through the rest of the season, you won't see many clubs doing that. It's a well-coached team over here in Baltimore with Buck. He pays attention to detail.
Castellanos the batter. Tigers tonight have had a pair of 2-run innings and of course the 5-run 4th. And Nick trying to pick up a couple more here. A couple of strikeouts and a walk tonight for Castellanos. A run scored as well. In there for a strike, 1-1.
That last hit by JD, a 2-out hit, those really sting. Those are really good because the odds say you're not going to score many runs with 2 outs.
His first 2-run double in the ball game also came with 2 outs in the first inning. Here's the 1-1. 2-1.
JD with 3 RBI, Cespedes with 3 RBI, and Rajai Davis with 2. And Ian Kinsler has the other one with the 9 runs. Tigers really efficient tonight with runners in scoring position.
Three balls, 1 strike. Norris now is up to 53 pitches. Came on in the 4th inning in place of Gonzalez, the starter. Here's the 3-1. And he lost in ball 4. That'll put him on again. Second time he has walked in this ball game. It's going to load the bases for the Tigers. Hey, don't forget to follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. And Pat is up to the moment. At any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at Bat on your smartphone or tablet. So now McCann will step in with the bases loaded.
James been pretty aggressive in these situations early in the count.
And he swings in the first and fouls it away. Got a fastball.
Good hack.
Cespedes, Martinez, Castellanos aboard. $16 Tigers hits in this game. Oh, 2. What do you think, Gibby? Do we get to 20 tonight? That's their season high, 20 hits.
We keep swinging the bats the way we are tonight. 8 for 13 with runners in scoring position. I think we got a shot.
Here's the 0-2. One guy that is really loving the proceedings tonight is Wally Joyner.
When your team's struggling and you're the hitting coach, these guys work so hard. I'm here to tell you, you have no idea how hard they work. It's a very physical job and a very mental job, trying to convince hitters that are struggling. So a good reward for Wally Joyner and his assistant tonight.
Outside, 1-2. McCann is the 8th man to bat in the inning. The Tigers hit around in the 4th. We'll send 9 to the plate. Romine on deck. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on McCann.
That's a good stop there by Caleb Joseph. Excellent. Keep grinding it out. If you're the catcher, it's your responsibility, even though they're down 9-2.
We're at beautiful Camden Yards in Baltimore. Mario and Pemba, Kirk Gibson, glad you are with us here tonight. Chris Wasilewski is our producer. Mark Stefano, our director. And Norris with the 2-2. It's high, 3-2. By the way, did you know, Gibby, that our producer tonight, Chris Wasilewski, is celebrating a birthday?
What's his nickname?
Waz,
yeah.
His 30th.
Thought he just turned 21.
He looks like a very youthful look. Happy birthday, Waz.
Yeah, he's blushing.
3-2. Here it is. And a fly ball to right. Davis backing up. That'll end the inning. Tigers, though, pile on a couple more. We go to the bottom of the 6th in Baltimore, 9-2. The bottom of the 6th inning here in Baltimore, and as promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
We got to get in on that, huh?
We do.
Snap a pic.
Little selfie, you and me. We'll turn it in.
It has to be a selfie?
Yeah, it's got to.
Boy, the terminology: selfie, tweet, hashtag,
yeah. Simon back to work now as we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Machado leading it off. Ball inside to Manny Machado. Reimold and then Jones to follow. 1, 2, 3 for the Orioles in their lineup. Simon breaks one off. It bounces in 2-0. Alfredo giving up a 2-run shot to Jones in the 4th, the only hit he has allowed. He's had 3 separate 1, 2, 3 innings tonight, which has kept his pitch count pretty good shape. Yep,
3-0 again. He has walked 2. Both of them leadoff hitters. In the 3rd, and then in looks like the 5th.
Machado thought he had ball 4, not so. Manny fly out, ground out. And his second All-Star team this year. In fact, he had an RBI double in that game. We see 3-1 pitch. 3-2 on Machado. Tigers tonight have out-hit the Orioles 16-1. Here's the 3-2. Bouncing ball again to third base. Castellanos handling ground out after ground out.
And here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. Alfredo Simon, 90 miles an hour for a high and low of 64. That was on the eephus. But not throwing as hard tonight, but looks like he's got much better location of his pitches and good movement so far this game.
Here's Nolan Reimold. Castellanos tonight has had 5 assists.
A good job right there coming back from a 3-0 count. Couple fastballs, 3-1, 3-2. He goes to the splitter.
And floats outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Second eephus of the evening. Boy, you want to swing hard when you see that coming at you.
That'll float low. 2 balls, 1 strike. The eephus pitch, I think, was first thrown by a guy named Rip Sewell, who pitched for Pittsburgh back in the 40s. But several other guys throughout the course of baseball history used to throw it as well. Bill Lee, remember the spaceman?
Oh, I sure do.
He would throw one. He would call his the leafus.
Because it was all about him, huh? Lee,
much.
eephus, leafus.
2-1 on Reimold. Pulled foul. 2-2 the count. Reimold a walk and a fly out.
I think I faced Spaceman Lee.
How'd you do?
I don't know. He's a spaceman. How would I know?
What difference does that make?
Well, he can mask himself from space.
Oh, I see. High drive into center field. Hit pretty good. Playable, though, it appears. Rajay to the wall. 2 gone.
And Menards brings you the big money encounter. Happened in the 4th inning. Baltimore being no hit till Adam Jones connects in the 4th. 2-run home run. That was after the leadoff walk to Nolan Reimold. We still stand now at 9-2. Tigers in the lead.
So the home run by Jones, number 16. He has 47 driven in.
Boy, he's a solid player. He'll be a lifer for the Orioles. I can't see him ever leaving here.
There's ball 1. You know, Jones is one of those guys that really didn't play baseball at a very young age. He did not start playing baseball until he was 12, which makes it remarkable. You know, he has become a superstar in this game. That's low.
That could be a good thing. I know you watched John Smoltz's message.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a very good message. He feels strongly about it. I wonder if we don't get carried away with too much at a young age. You know, too much baseball. He liked that people went out and played other sports, and I have to agree.
So he's gone 3-0 now on Adam Jones. There's action in the Detroit bullpen. That is Kroll the lefty, Green the righty. Green recently sent to the bullpen. Buck Farmer will be making the start for the Tigers tomorrow in game 2 in place of Green. And there's a walk. 2 out base on balls. 3rd of the ninth for Alfredo. Here's Chris Davis. Strikeout and a walk for Davis.
Yeah, Alfredo Simon only at 80 pitches. So that's he should have something left in his tank. Take a look at the shift. Not as dramatic, not as deep at second base. In fact, Ian Kinsler is manning second base now. Last at bat it was Nick Castellanos.
Ball one.
And you can see why right there. 92% of soft line drives and ground balls to the right of second base. It's the kind of data that you do your scouting report off and you set your defense.
That is a big time percentage. 92%. Ball high.
Take a look at first base. Romine playing behind the runner with the 9-2 game, trying to be able to retreat back in this area where we know he has a frequency of hitting the ball.
Davis waits on a 2-0. Out in front. 2-1.
Yeah, he was sure he was getting a fastball there, wasn't he?
Way out in front of that pitch.
78 miles an hour. He's thinking about a 2-run home run right now, Chris Davis is.
Throw came back and hit Jones. Rolled away from Romine.
The other thing about this shift being over, you look at that that chart. I didn't read it, but he does have 4 bunts over here in this area right here. So when you're down 9-2, not a bad play for a guy like Chris Davis right now. You need runners. Not with 2 strikes, obviously.
So the count goes to 3-1 on Davis. McCann flashing the signs. Here's the 3-1 runner going, and it's driven deep. Right field and way back and gone. Second home run of the night for the Orioles. And both of them after a walk.
Well, you can see why he's not bunting to beat the shift right there. But Fredo Simon has to come in right here to Chris Davis, who's hit home runs in 5 of the last 7 games. This makes it 6 of 8. This is a no-doubter. That'll be it for Alfredo Simon.
Brad Ausmus going to the bullpen. Davis knocks out Simon, who gives up a pair of home runs. The only 2 hits allowed tonight. Wallside Windows pitching change. Here comes Kroll. Alfredo Simon giving up just 2 hits tonight, both of them 2-run shots. The new pitcher for the Tigers is lefty Ian Kroll.
22nd game for Ian. His ERA up there at 5.5. 18 strikeouts, 10 walks. Young kid. You see this month though the ERA is on the way down, throwing the ball much better as of late due to some of that experience he's gotten earlier in the season.
Got a couple of outs in his last outing against the Rays as he brings it home, and it's fouled back out of play by Paredes.
Ian pretty much fastball cutter, will throw a curveball and a change occasionally. Got good velocity. Fastball in there 94, 95 miles an hour.
The 0-1 is fouled straight back by Paredes, and the count is 0-2.
Well, this kid, when he got sent down from the Tigers down into the AAA, pitched much better down there. Both times he went down. So certainly he wants to take that experience and duplicate it up here in the big leagues.
This is his 3rd stint with the big club. The 0-2 pitch is high, 1-2.
You know, watching Ian, it seems like that fastball has got a lot of life up at the top of the zone. That one there in the 0-2 count, just a little too high. That comes out a ball all the way, and the hitter's going to take it.
Slice to right field, and it's going to drop. Base hit right in front of J.D. Martinez. A single for Paredes. 3rd hit of the game now for the Orioles.
And the right pitch, you watch the glove, he wants it inside, but the ball's going to run right back out over the plate. You see McCann reaching for the pitch. We're going to have another pitcher.
That's going to be it for Kroll. He will face one batter, give up the hit. J.J. Hardy is going to be the next Baltimore batter against a new Tigers pitcher. Shane Green coming in out of the bullpen. We'll be back.
And let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. Alfredo Simon coming up today, throwing strikes, having the Orioles off balance. 3 and 5 innings, nobody got a hit. You see, having much trouble with his pitches until the first hit. Adam Jones there in the 4th. And Chris Davis plates 4 with those 2 big home run swings, both of them coming off walks to lead off the inning. We got a new pitcher, Shane Green, who was starting for the Tigers, now back in the bullpen. You see, been in 16 games, started all of them. 4-8 record, ERA elevated. Tigers got him in the bullpen here. Looks like a little long relief. They need some multiple innings out of Shane right here to hold these Orioles down.
His first career relief appearance was his first appearance in the major leagues with the Yankees. And now he's going to come in now in relief to face J.J. Hardy. Hardy is 0 for 2. Couple of ground outs, both to the third baseman Castellanos. 9-4 ball game. 2 outs. And Hardy looks at a ball outside. 1-0.
Tigers with 2 outs here. Just need to get the 1 out. Shane Green, from what I've seen, has struggled with the slider. I would stay away from the slider. Been hanging those. I would try and keep the ball down and try and get the sinker working.
Here's the 1-0. Drill to center field, base hit. Hardy has his first hit of the night, and the Orioles are still going here in the 6th. Back-to-back singles after the Davis home run.
When we talk about the sinker right here, this ball is just right down the heart of the plate. Hardy with a good swing right up the middle. Need to get that ball on the corners.
Well, Blaine Hardy is warming up down the Detroit bullpen. Jonathan Scope will step in. Swing and a miss. 0-1 on Scope.
Sure, they've got Blaine Hardy up for Chris Parmelee. Better against righties than lefties. I wonder if Buck Showalter might pinch hit for him should the Tigers bring in Hardy. Well, he has 3 lefties on the bench and Wieters, who's a switch hitter.
Here's the 0-1. Simon got the first 2 batters here in the 6th inning, was seemingly cruising along. He'd retired 8 straight, and then the walk to Adam Jones. And the homer to Davis. That knocked Simon out of the game. Little chopper foul, third base side.
If you remember, Adam Jones went deep on Simon, his AB before, so probably a tendency for a pitcher to get a little too fine. The next at bat around finds himself behind in the count and walks him.
Yeah, and the 2-out walk really hurt him. Meanwhile, 1 and 2 on Scope. Here's the 1-2. High, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Shane Green just struggles with that slider. He's thrown 3 to this in this at bat, and every one has come out at a different spot on the release. That one came out a little too early. Got to get that ball out front.
Green was sent to the bullpen on Monday, his first relief appearance for the Tigers this year. Scope swings and misses. Down he goes. Green strikes him out, and the threat is over. They get 2 runs, though, in the home run by Chris Davis. Big strikeout of Scope. Strands 2.
Sam called the game. The Tigers' approach at the plate tonight, outstanding, stringing hits together. Everybody all throughout the lineup hit it in the first pitch, second pitch. 16 hits altogether tonight, 9 runs, 8 for 14 with runners in scoring position. That is our 1-800 Sam call of the game.
16 hits and 30 at bats. They're 8 for 14 tonight with men in scoring position. And for the Tigers in the 7th, they will face a new pitcher. That'll be Tommy Hunter coming in.
This guy's got pretty good velocity, around 96 miles an hour. Fastball, big old curveball. This is his 39th game.
Romine leading it off. It'll be Romine, Davis, and Kinsler.
If you're the Tigers, you don't want to let your guard down. This ballpark can be a very offensive ballpark against an offensive team. So you want to keep tacking on if you can.
Yeah, good point, because they were one swing of the bat away from making it really interesting last half inning. Romine didn't like that call. 0-2.
Looked like a pretty good pitch, though. Borderline up, borderline in. Tommy Hunter with a pretty smooth motion there. He gets on you quick.
Checked it low. Hunter had 11 saves last year for the Orioles. Appeared in 60 games. Got Rajai Davis waiting on deck. Single strikeout and a sacrifice for Romine. You can add a ground ball and a 3-1 put out, 1 gone. That'll bring up Davis. Rajai getting a chance to play tonight has made the most of it. 2-run triple in the 4th. He's also singled. And he has scored a run. The Davis triple was his 8th of the year. Ball high. Fouled back out of play. Rajai, one of the few guys in the big leagues that really never or hardly ever steps out of the box, even after fouling off a pitch.
They're all supposed to do that, aren't they?
They're supposed to, but technically you can keep 1 foot or have to keep 1 foot in the box. But Davis just stands there.
That would be hard to do. Everybody likes to get fidgety while they're in there, especially when you get 2 strikes on you.
Here's the 2-1. They'll get back out of play. Two and 2 on Davis.
Remember Hargrove, don't you? Mike Hargrove.
Oh, rain delay.
He'd have an 0-1 count on him right now. This at bat.
It took forever, didn't it?
Oh, it's unreal.
Now the 2-2. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Good at bat here by Raji, getting down in the count, working his way back. And Tommy Hunter, a good guy to run on.
Another one fouled back out of play into the seats. 97 there from Hunter.
Take it into my magic bag here to get my stopwatch out. Get Raji on. Let's get him on to second base.
Davis has 14 steals this year. Got to get him on first.
You get him on, I'll get him over.
All right, here we go. Still battling. Davis came in 1 for 10 on the road trip, but 2 big knocks here tonight. He is fun to watch once he hits a ball in the gap and just keeps running like he did back in the 4th inning with his triple.
Couple of RBI with that.
Driven in the air toward left center field. Ball is hit well, but caught on the running track by Ramos. And there are 2 gone now. Saturday, Major League Baseball returns with the Freeway Series featuring the Angels and Dodgers in a game you can only see on Fox Sports 1. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Well, that should be a good game, good series. A couple of first place teams.
Angels making some moves, getting some outfielders. Victorino, Murphy, De Jesus.
Dodgers shoring up some pitching.
Here's Kinsler. Strike one on Ian, who's had a nice night. He's had 3 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Hunter's 0-1. Well, you can see why he was closing games at times. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, he's got good lively fastball and a pretty good breaking ball. It goes straight down. That doesn't go side to side too much, but it does go from the top of the zone down.
1-2. Pulled foul down the third baseline. Pretty good shot there of Caleb Joseph keeping his eye on the hitter, making sure that Kinsler was not peeking. I wonder how often that happens for hitters trying to see if they can catch a sign.
Well, they would scout him and understand whether they'd be able to see the signs or not. I used to like to look at the shadow. When you get the lights on, there's a shadow with the catcher, so you can kind of feel where he's moving on you. You can see that easier than looking way in between his legs to see the fingers. You generally know what's going to pitch it's going to be if it's to one side of the plate or the other. Now Hunter's throwing his breaking ball at the right-handed hitter and breaking off the plate, so you couldn't do it on him, but many pitchers you pretty much know by what the catcher sets up what he's going to throw, and then you can kind of see the shadows right there. You can do that when the sun's out in the day game as well.
Another foul. So Kinsler continues to battle here in the 7th.
It's hard to get away with those old tricks nowadays, and the defenders are pretty much on it. Same with trying to relay signs from the bases.
Fly ball center field. Jones backing up. And Hunter has a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th here in Baltimore.
Back in Baltimore, Dave Dombrowski revealed today that there were probably 7 or 8 teams who were inquiring yesterday into today about David Price. And what made the Blue Jays package most attractive was this was a group of pitchers, left-handed pitchers all, who were closer to Major League ready than some of the other players that were extended offers by other teams. And of course, the centerpiece of the deal with Toronto is Daniel Norris, a 22-year-old left-handed pitcher who will start for the Tigers on Sunday here in Baltimore. Mario, Jimmy?
All right, Keats, thanks. Yeah, you know, Dave made it kind of clear yesterday. They certainly are calling this a rebooting. I think it's the term that he used, and by that he meant that they still plan to contend for next year. And so you need guys that are pretty close to big league ready.
Yeah, if you wait too long, I think the theory is it's going to take much longer. You're going to go down further than you want to go.
Meanwhile, a leadoff single for Parmalee. Here is Caleb Joseph. 5 hits now for the Orioles. 9-4 in favor of Detroit. Joseph is 0 for 2. Bouncing ball left side. Castellanos has it. He'll go to second one. Here comes the relay. Not in time.
Well, and you get in this situation here, they're down to what, 9 outs? You want to make sure you get it out every time the ball's hit you. Kind of slowly hit. Good accurate throw to second. You get Parmalee, but Joseph beats it out.
Now back up to the top of the order. It'll be Manny Machado. Green has faced 4 batters in this outing. In relief, he has given up a couple of hits. Machado is hitless. Strike called on Machado.
If you're Brad Ausmus, normally before today you would have Soria go in the 9th, so you'd only have to get through this inning in the 8th inning. You're going to speculate. I got to believe Alex Wilson's involved here somewhere.
Oh, no doubt.
Albuquerque or Rondon closing it out.
Drill to center field, and it's going to drop. Base hit. Here's the throw to second, and they almost got the 4th. Joseph stopped halfway and barely got in there.
It looked like Raji might make a catch on this ball. Sold it pretty good, got the glove up. Pretty close right there.
Yeah, sure
good
was.
Stretch.
Joseph had to get on his horse just to get in there.
Jeff Jones on his way to the mound. Lane Hardy warming up in the bullpen. He shouldn't take too long to get loose.
You talked about who would pitch the 9th inning going forward now in closing situations with the way the roster is set up. Do you think, and this is what I believe, that I think right now Brad probably trusts Wilson the most of all the candidates back there.
Yeah, but he's got some length in him too. He's a guy that can throw multiple innings. So I'm not sure that he would put him in the closer spot. I think Bruce Rondon, maybe a little young. I don't know. I'd put him in that situation. Al Albuquerque probably has the most experience. Feliz also has experience.
Here's Bruce.
Not getting loose yet.
Here's Reimold with 2 men on. Ball 1.
Nolan Reimold, I think all of his at bats, he's taken a strike with all of his ABs. You're down by 5. You need runners if you're the Orioles.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Nolan likes the fastball. That's a good slider there. That's the best slider by Shane Green so far tonight. Down into the zone, breaking off out of the strike zone. Sharp and quick at the end.
Just missed. 2 balls, 1 strike on Reimold.
It's a pretty tight zone right there. Could have passed through the zone at the front of the plate. Get you a nice ground ball and get a double play ball.
There's a strike. Cooper up with the right hand, 2-2.
Good location right there. Hit the glove. Started it on the outside corner. Running it over to the outer third. Reimold is a pull hitter, so you keep that pitch down over there, you got a chance for the double play.
Swing and a miss. Reimold is out of there on strikes. Second strikeout for the right-hander Green. We'll bring up Jones. He's had a walk and a 2-run shot tonight. Adam Jones hit his 16th home run of the season back in the fourth, a 2-run homer against Alfredo Simon, the first hit that Simon had given up on the night. Ball one.
I don't know that I'd want to come in on Adam Jones. If you do it, you have to have conviction. You see the difference in the teams tonight with runners in scoring position. 0 for 4 are the Orioles. Tigers 8 for 14.
Two and 0. Chris Davis waiting on deck.
You don't want to get in a situation where you got another guy on base and you got to face Chris Davis again. Hottest guy on the Orioles team.
So now Jones waits on a 2-0 pitch. 3-0.
He's going to get Blaine Hardy.
Hardy ready to go. Davis on deck. In there for a strike, 3-1.
3-0 slider.
Fouled away. Jones had a rip.
Really overhung that one. That's not where McCann wanted that pitch. Ball hung on the inside part of the plate.
Nine 9-4. Tigers have the lead in the seventh. 2 on, 2 out. Green came on to get the final out of the sixth. And trying to work his way through the seventh. Fouled away. Jones an all-star again this year. In fact, he replaced Alex Gordon, who could not start because of injury. 5th career all-star game. The task at hand here, he's trying to drive in a couple. Green again with the 3-2. Fouled away.
I'll tell you, Shane Green has hung 3 sliders in a row to Adam Jones. They have to go to the other pitch. To throw that fastball right now on the inside part of the plate, he'd have it if he can locate it. Everything's been out over. It's been slider, slider, slider. .75% of the pitches that Shane Green has thrown tonight have been off speed.
swing and a foul tip. Just got a piece of it. And the battle continues. 8-pitch at bat to this point. Number 9 coming up. Joseph at second, Machado at first. And he walked him. Oh, was that close? They're loaded up. And Brad's going to want the lefty to come on and face Davis. That'll be the end for Shane Green. He will leave after walking Jones. They are loaded up. Blaine Hardy coming in. We'll be back. .13 with 6 runs scored in this game. Tigers 8 out of 14 with men in scoring position. Alfredo Simon, well, he was good most of the night, but then he gave up a couple of 2-run homers. 5 2/3, 4 earned runs, and now here is Blaine Hardy.
Well, this is good for your heart rate right here. Blaine Hardy coming in to face Chris Davis, who's been red hot. He's been pretty good. ERA at 2.56, and he's been very good for the Tigers with inheriting runners and not letting them score. And you see his last 16 games, Chris Davis. Now looking at his hit charts, you got to pound him in. He's got the good breaking ball after that.
In there, strike one with the breaking ball.
Everything out over the plate is in his hot zone. And this year he's better against lefties, although his slugging and his OPS is better versus righties.
Davis hit a couple of home runs Tuesday against Atlanta here. And he looks at a ball that just missed.
Gary Cooper's had a tight zone all night for both teams. You'd like to get that one if you're Blaine Hardy there, although it was off the plate.
Joseph, Machado, Jones, the base runners in a 9-4 game.
Gonna get a breaking ball here. Get it down.
Drill to center field, a base hit. 1 run will score. You'll get 2 in. Davis comes through against the left-hander and makes it 9-6.
Yeah, Chris Davis just absolutely loves the ball mid-thigh and down. He's looking for the breaking ball right here, and he's just hot. Orioles score 2 more. Game's getting tightened up here. All happening with 2 outs.
A 3-run game all of a sudden, and Matt Wieters will come off the bench to pinch hit. He will bat for Paredes. And all of a sudden, he is the tying run at the plate. There's more action in the Tigers' pen. Albuquerque. This was a 9-2 ball game at one point. Wieters looks at a strike. 0-1. Pulled to third. Castellanos had it go right through him. Here comes Jones to score, and it's 9-7.
Well, this is going to come out. You're going to be seeing what Nick sees. This is a hot one. Kind of comes up on him, takes a bad hop right there. It was right in between. That ball was stung well. Adam Jones plate. Got a 2-run ball game. Nick Castellanos has handled everything flawlessly tonight. That one, unfair hop, couldn't do it.
So Blaine Hardy will face 2 batters. He will depart the scene. And now the tying runs are on. Here comes Albuquerque. We'll be back. Come out of the bullpen.
Well, Brad's going to keep marching them out there. Needs this 3rd out of the inning. That's all happening with 2 innings. 46 games for Al. Respectable ERA. Features the fastball and the slider. He does have some experience. And so does J.J. Hardy, who's facing Al Albuquerque.
Davis and Wieters, the tying runs. Hardy looks at a strike 0-1.
You're looking down the Tigers bullpen. They have Feliz, Wilson, and Rondon only left. Down to 3 pitchers.
Foul back out of play, and Albuquerque quickly gets ahead 0-2.
You got to believe Brad, and he's told us this before, he's going to save Alex Wilson for some length.
Hardy is single in 3 at bats. 9-7 Orioles lead, or Tigers lead. Orioles threatening, and it's fouled back out of play. Orioles at one time in this game were down 9-2. They got 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th, and 3 here in the 7th. Tigers trying to hold on here. After the strikeout of Reimold for the 2nd out, a walk and 2 singles and 3 runs in. Got him, strike 3. Hardy is caught looking. Albuquerque douses the Flames here in the 7th.
Looking for the slider.
9-7 ball game. We go to the 8th. The Tigers conclude their weekend series with the Boston Red Sox on August 9th at 1:08. Sunday Kids Day, and all kids 14 and under receive a free Jose Iglesias poster. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. It'll be Iglesias starting things off, then Cespedes and Martinez. Tigers trying to rebuild their lead now.
Yeah, Tigers need to get back at it. It's a good place to start right here. You look at the starting pitchers in the game. The Tigers won that battle, but right now losing the bullpen battle.
Iglesias has had a big night. Single, double, single. He has scored a total of 3 runs in this game. Hunter came on in the 7th, got him 1-2-3. Breaking ball grounded towards short. Ranging left is Hardy. Out probably half a step.
Let's take a look at the big boy, big play of the game. Happened in the 4th inning. Yoenis Cespedes, he got it all. He knew it. That made it comfortable for the Tigers, but game's tightened up a bit here. Boy, he's been on fire.
Well, Cespedes now has hit in his last 4. He's got 3 hits tonight, including the homer. 61 driven in. Flared foul, back out of play. No balls and 1 strike. 9 runs, 16 hits for the Tigers tonight. 7 runs on 8 hits for the Orioles. Here's the 0-1. Fastball to 96, sails away. These two teams meeting for a 4-game weekend series. 3 more to go after this one.
This ballpark will wear you out, much like Fenway Park. Ball flies right here. You can score lots of runs. Got to play good defense, which so far tonight has been good, except the one kind of bad hopper to Nick Castellanos last inning.
Here's the 1-1. 1-2 on Yoenis Cespedes.
Yeah, Yoenis, they continue to put the shift on Yoenis, and he's continued to hit the ball out here this way. Take another one. Oh, it shifts with 2 strikes. They're going back over to the other side. Scope just moved over a couple steps.
Swing and a miss. Cespedes down on strikes, 2 away.
Nasty pitch right there, 97 miles an hour with some movement on it. Looked like almost a 2-seamer. Yoenis thought he was on it. Just disappears down in the zone. That's good, hard, late movement. 2 down.
Now Victor Martinez 0 for 3 in this game, plus a walk. Strike 1.
I've watched Tommy Hunter throw many games, and he can be very wild, but tonight he's sharp and he's on task.
Yeah, he is that. He's retired 5 in a row. Got a 1-2-3-7 and working on a 1-2-3-8. Victor looks at a ball outside, and it's 1-1.
28 total, 20 from strikes. Pretty tough when you got that electric stuff and you can locate that well.
Little chopper back to the mound. Hunter will handle this one, and Victor will be out, and it's going to be a 1-2-3-8 inning. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Tomorrow, game 2 in this series. Buck Farmer and Wei-Yin Chen for the Orioles.
Well, Buck Farmer's going to get another opportunity. Struggled so far in 2 games. I watched him down in spring training over there in the B field, and keeps the ball down and lets his movement go. He'll do all right.
First pitch is popped up foul. This will get back toward the seats and out of play. Alex Avila has come on to play first base. Romine has shifted over to third. Castellanos out of the game. (9-7). Tigers have the lead. Scope, Parmalee, and Caleb Joseph bottom 3. Check swing foul back out of play. Scope is 0 for 3. Ground out, line out, strikeout. Al came out of the pen, struck out Hardy with 2 men on. Big strikeout in the 7th. Fouled off again.
Yeah, Schoop is a young kid. Actually missed a hanging slider in his last at bat for the strikeout. Need to get him out on this pitch right here. Don't need any leadoff runners on. Tigers only up 9-7 here as we're in the bottom of the 8th.
The 0-2. Missed it away. Tried to dot the outside corner.
Tried the same thing here on Schoop that he did on J.J. Hardy. Caught Hardy looking.
Missed again. 2-2.
He's set up for the slider right now. Start that slider right over the heart of the plate and break it off. Schoop should offer.
Low, now it's full at 3-2.
He had him set up, could not execute the pitch.
Parmalee waiting on deck. Bottom 3 in the Orioles lineup here in the 8th. Drilled to left field, base hit. Schoop is on with a leadoff single.
Yeah, pretty easy to figure this one out. Albuquerque missed with that slider badly into the ground, so you pretty much know as a hitter going to get the heater. And it's elevated and it's down the middle. Schoop rips it to left field and the pressure continues.
Well, back on the phone again. Tigers have used Kroll, Green, Hardy, Albuquerque. Parmalee had a single in the 7th inning.
Get you a double play.
Strike 1. Alex Wilson loosening up. Drilled it way foul down the right field line.
There's a hanging slider in off the plate. Just a long strike. It looks like Brad has saved Wilson for the meat of the Orioles order, so he's got him up now. After one more hitter here after Parmalee, you got Caleb Joseph in at the top for Machado.
The 0-2. Fouled back.
You can see James McCann really working hard on moving his glove around for location. That time wanted the fastball low in the zone. You see him taking that glove and motioning down at the ground. Thinking right. That's a good sequence. Trying to get that double play ball.
Ball hot. Schoop got behind the count and ended up with a single, and now Parmalee trying to work his way back into the count. 1-2. Simon departed in the 6th inning after giving up the home run to Davis. It was the second 2-run shot that he allowed in the game.
Schoop not much of a threat. Only one stolen base.
Ooh, he got him. Strike 3. Caught him looking. Parmalee was frozen. One gone. 2 strikeouts now for Albuquerque.
Boy, good pitch right here. Looked like it was going to be a high fastball, wrinkled right there at the end. Watched it go by.
Here's Caleb Joseph.
Taking double play still.
I'll take it. Ground ball this last time up. Ball one. Orioles got to within 9-7 in the 7th inning, had 2 men on. The tying runs on, but Albuquerque struck out Hardy. That'll sail outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Top of the order next, Manny Machado.
You want to be careful here. This guy's got a little bit of sock.
Just his 7 home runs this year. Outside again, 3-0.
You get behind in the count like this, you can hear the crowd. They're getting into it. It definitely works for the home team. It works against the visitors. You can feel the pressure.
That's it. They're 3-1.
Don't think he'll be going. His run means nothing. There's still 2 down. Most important guy right now is the guy at the plate. That's the tying run.
And he lost in ball 4. That'll put 2 men on.
Yeah, Brad's going to have to go get him.
So Joseph, the number 9 hitter, draws a walk, and Albuquerque, after 21 pitches in this game, well, he's going to leave now, and now you've got to bring in Wilson here.
Well, Brad's running out of options. Alex Wilson's done a great job. It's one of those tough games. You got to give the Orioles credit. They don't give in.
Well, you said it about this ballpark, though, man. It is a draining experience, and when you come in here and play 4, it's super draining.
Yeah, it's only begun. Got to be up to it.
This is what is a little frightening now for the Tigers, going so deep into their bullpen in game 1 in this series.
Well, overall, the bullpen's fairly rested. So everybody getting their throwing in won't hinder them too much for tomorrow and beyond. But, you know, these situations, you just watch the body language and the mannerisms. You can tell. I mean, everybody's going to feel the pressure, but you have to find a way to cherish that and enjoy being in those situations and kind of tricking your mind and predicting good outcomes of what's about to happen.
All right, let's check in with the studio now with the game break. Here's Mickey York. Well, it appears the Blue Jays, Mick, have changed their team dramatically in the last couple of days. Tulowitzki coming over, and of course acquiring David Price from the Tigers today. Alex Wilson, meanwhile, coming in for the Tigers now to try and put out the fire here in the 8th.
Take a look here. This season, lowest ERA. Dellin Betances, even after a huge year last year, lots of games, came back. Seeing at 1.35. Greinke continues. Alex Wilson right there. Breakout year. 1.84 ERA. Jaime Garcia for the Cardinals, coming off injury. Take a look at Alex Wilson's numbers on the year. His 39th game. He has held twice. I think he'll probably try and get him through this inning and close out the next inning. There you see that 1.84 ERA. Only 8 walks. That's what we need. No more walks. Need to get somebody to make a good pitch. Get that double play and get out of this inning.
Well, here is Manny Machado. Singled, scored a run in the 7th inning. He is 1 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, it's hot. This is dangerous stuff right here. He's at the top of the order.
Only 1 out. Runners at first and second. Machado looks at a strike, 0-1.
Alex fastball cutter. Cutter's been a good pitch for him. Just breaks tight right at the end, about 2-3 inches.
"51 RBIs this year. Machado has hit a career-high 21 homers.
You're thinking about James McCann back there. He's the guy putting the fingers down. Many times catchers can get frustrated in these types of games because they take it personally. But he's worked hard back there today. Pitchers have had a hard time hitting the target. But you got a new pitcher here, and you got to convince him he can hit the target.
Way outside, gets away from McCann. Throw down to second, not in time. Both runners will advance. Joseph got a late break on that ball and had to scurry in there.
It's a dangerous throw by James right there. Probably not too smart. You see him try and backhand that. Pretty tough pick. You want to slide over in front right there. Ian Kinsler gobbles it up, or is that Iglesias? Second, third now, one out. Double play no longer in order.
And it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Manny Machado. Bouncing ball left side. Iglesias has it there. They'll get the out. A run will score. And it's 9-8. It's an RBI for Machado, but there are 2 gone now.
Well, there was your double play ball. Nevertheless, Machado gets 1 in. Tigers still possess that 1-run lead.
Nolan Reimold now with the runner at third, the tying run. Strike 1 to Reimold. Missed it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was a good pitch there. Thought it was right at the bottom of the zone. I think Reimold was fooled and Coop was fooled.
Walking a run scored tonight for Reimold. Otherwise 0 for 3. Jones on deck. Ground ball back up the middle. Here's Iglesias for the final out of the inning, and the Orioles settle for 1. They tighten it up. We go to the 9th in a 1-run game. Harry as well, but it's a 1-run Tigers lead, and the Orioles have gone back into their bullpen. Darren O'Day will check in now for Baltimore.
He's a good one. Throws pretty good sinker. 40th game. He's got 8 holds. ERA of 1.43. Doesn't walk anybody. 47 strikeouts to 10 walks. Sinker slider. Very tough on right-handers.
J.D. Martinez looks at a strike 0-1. Well, Tommy Hunter did his job. He kept his team in the game, and he went 3 up, 3 down in 2 straight innings.
Yeah, Buck did a good job. He went to Hunter. I was a little surprised he was down by so many runs, but in that situation, if you're the manager, you need to shut that other team down. That's the first step of trying to come back. Hunter with 2 scoreless.
Meanwhile, Wilson got the final 2 outs. They did score a run to make it 9-8. Saw that last pitch by O'Day, why he's so tough on righties.
Yeah, he's got a. You look at his release point. He jumps at you, hides the ball.
Got him. Strike 3. Breaking ball. JD thought it was low. He's going to beef now with Eric Cooper.
Well, the Tigers did not get that call in the last inning by Coop. So I think JD's got an argument. He's definitely out over the plate. You look at all the pitches, all down and away to JD.
Orioles bullpen is retired 8 straight now as Avila gets his first at bat of the game.
Look at against lefties, you got a better shot against Darren O'Day. Righties, not very much. 2 home runs allowed from each side.
Sliced foul back out of play.
I'm sure he's faced a lot more righties probably though. See Alex in 40 games. Had that knee injury. Hasn't caught very much recently. Mostly first base. Struggled with the stick so far this year.
Avila trying to get something going here in the 9th. And McCann on deck. One ball, 1 strike. Tigers have not scored since getting 2 in the 6th. And at that time it was 9-2. Now it's 9-8. Low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike on Avila.
Looks like Alex Wilson will be pitching in the 9th for the Tigers. He will face Adam Jones, Chris Davis, and Matt Wieters.
Ooh.
Breeze right through him.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty good trio. He'll earn it. Foul straight back. 2-2 now on Avila. Tigers' biggest inning today was the 5-run 4th. They jumped all over Miguel Gonzalez tonight. Knocked him out of the game in the 4th inning. Well, Avila now has gone full 3-2.
Alex always works the count. Lots of walks. His average is not very good, but pretty good on base average. Tigers need a runner.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss to strike him out. 2 up, 2 down, a couple of strikeouts for O'Day.
A very good pitch right there. I think that was the pitch sequence. Looking Alex inside with the previous pitch with the slider. This goes sinker right on the outside corner, tailing off the plate. Good sequence, good execution.
Here's McCann now with 2 outs. A couple of base hits in his first 2 at-bats tonight. Swing and a miss. Wilson will be coming on in the 9th inning. Rondon and Phillies, they're just watching the action right now.
Well, Bruce has got a pretty light heartbeat down there, doesn't he? A little young.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
It's tough to pick those pitches up from O'Day right here. May not look like it on TV, but I'm here to tell you. Very good relief pitchers. Very tough on righties.
The Orioles crowd was silent most of the early part of this game. They've come on now. Here's the 0-2. Outside, 1-2.
To think back right now in the second, we had the bases loaded, nobody out, didn't get any runs out of it. You can always go back and look at something you could have done better. Add to a cushion.
The 1-2. 2-2 on McCann.
The day's just peppering that glove.
Nine straight retired by the Orioles pen. Fouled away. It just seems like a very uncomfortable at bat here from McCann.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he's faced O'Day too many times. It's something probably pretty new. This guy's got a lot of experience moving the ball around. Caleb Joseph's doing a good job of moving the target. O'Day hitting the target.
In the air down the right field line, heading toward the line, foul ground, great running catch by Parnley to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Tigers. We are headed to the bottom of the 9th inning. Tigers by 1. Your expectations of what a bank could be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. Wallside windows, we can do that. We are the factory. And by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Have you tried great tasting 5-Hour Energy lately? Last call for the Orioles. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Tigers have a 1-run lead. Anthony Ghost has come on to play center field for the Tigers.
Going for a little more defense or some other reason, not sure. Alex Wilson staying in the game to try and shut down the Orioles. It's been a back and forth game. Actually, Tigers have been out front the whole game, but the Orioles charging hard here in the later parts of the ball game. Tigers only lead 9-8.
Well, Wilson is going to have to earn this. He's got Jones, Davis, Wieters.
Adam Jones 2 for 6 off Alex Wilson.
Fouled off at home plate, 0-1.
Good pitch right there, though. It was down the middle, had depth to the pitch. You notice right at the end, dip down. That's what you need to have, some depth.
Jones on base in each of his last 3 at-bats, 2 walks and a homer. And he's scored all 3 times. Bouncer back up the middle. Kinsler had him played perfectly. 1 gone.
Nice execution of the pitches right there. Get that easy ground out from Adam Jones.
So the first down is always the biggest out, and they got that. No, I guess the third down would be the biggest out.
This would be a big out, too.
Davis with a 2-run homer.
If you look at his hot zones, he just likes the ball down, out over the plate, and down. But if you go inside, it's dangerous if you miss.
Strike 1.
And remember, he got a hit on a pitch about in that spot, maybe a little more on the plate in his last at bat off Blaine Hardy. Big guys like to get the arms extended.
In there for a strike, 0-2 on Davis.
Well, he's hitting the target here. I wonder what Davis is looking for. I think you go elevation here right now. There he goes, fastball in. Nice pitch.
Davis barely stays alive.
He does a good job of getting a piece of that pitch. Very hard for pitchers to get execution on both sides of the plate. Now we're watching this at bat alone. Alex Wilson, really good job painting on the outside. That last pitch placed very nicely in tight.
The 0-2. Ooh, look out. Up and in all the way to the backstop.
So there you go. You can see the hot cold zone right there. It's dangerous if you miss down the middle, though. I like that double up on the inside corner now. Should be advantage Alex. Good job by McCann right there. He didn't like the pitch. Called time. Bury it.
Swing and a miss to strike him out. Wilson retires 2 batters here in the 9th.
Boy, he hit his target. He buried it right down into the ground. Davis can't get it. Ties those arms up. Can't get him out. Big, strong man like that. So far, so good this inning. 2 up and 2 down.
One more big one to get. Here is Matt Wieters, who singled in a run as a pinch hitter back in the 7th. He is the Orioles' last chance. Ball 1. (9-8). Tigers have the lead. 2 out, nobody on in the 9th. Ground ball back up the middle. Kinsler can't get it into center field. It's a 2-out single. put the tying run on. Look at a pinch runner now as well. David Lowe.
Well, pretty decent pitch on the outside part of the plate. Just up the middle, David Lowe. He's only got one stolen base. Actually 2 for 4, 2 stolen bases, 4 caught. I believe the Tigers outfield should deepen up a little bit. You don't want to have any doubles. You want to make the Orioles get 2 hits to score this run. Looks like they've all deepened up a little bit. Anthony Gose, he plays shallow. He likes to play shallow.
So J.J. Hardy now will stand in.
I would hold the ball right here. Just make Lowe know you're keeping track of him over there.
Ball 1 to Hardy. Wilson retired 2 batters in the 8th. He got the first 2 here in the 9th, then a single by Matt Wieters.
J.J. Hardy 0 for 2 off Alex. Gotta love it. Gotta love this situation right here. And when you're successful, you dream about it at night. Imprint that good positive thought. Be ready to do it again tomorrow.
Fouled back out of play. 2-1 on Hardy.
Is that how you were thinking?
Yes. Actually, I'm too nervous right now to think about that stuff.
Yeah, you got to enjoy these times right here. That's why you play.
2-1. Well, Wilson has gone through some guys here that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Hardy is another one. Just need to keep him in the ballpark. In there, a strike called, and the count is 2-2.
Well, watch J.J. Hardy hit a ball the other day on a breaking ball similar to this. He's a veteran guy. He will sit on it. He missed his target a little bit overhang. Up and in, though, pretty good location.
Wilson 1 strike away from shutting this one down. 9-8 Tigers. Fouled away.
Tigers have not thrown over to first yet. And, you know, sometimes you got to make a choice. Do you watch the guy at first? Do you just concentrate? I think you're down to your last strike. You're concentrating on the hitter only. You got to believe that you can get this guy out. Take your time, get your good balance point, make a good quality pitch.
Two and 2 on J.J. Hardy. Tying run at first base, 2 outs in the 9th. Ground ball left side. Iglesias has it, fires to second, and the Tigers hold on and win. In the 9th inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. The Tigers win a wild one here tonight at Camden Yards. 9-8 the final score. And Wilson comes out for a 5-out save. That's the first Tiger to do it since August of 2013. Joaquin Benoit did it. Tigers win tonight. We'll be back.